premonition sitting in the plane.
Sitting in the plane.
Started it all.
Yeah.
Like, who knew it? It pumped out, that one idea pumped out six movies.
Yeah.
6 more. Final Destination, more Bloodlines.
True, I agree. Anna, do you have any favorite? When it starts aching, that's when you realize, oh my god, I
the
did
next
a lot of
morning
action.
is when you feel the consequences.
We get it.
Too much information.
Yeah.
No, I can see it. I can see it on your faces. That, oh my god, that was crazy.
They're really intense for me, but it's the gymnastics scene death. I've had clips of that pop up on like my TikTok and my Instagram, and I was like, well, what if I duck at the wrong time? And they're like, just don't duck at the wrong time. And I was like, okay, great. So I'm no longer acting. I'm genuinely just scared for my life.
Hi, this is Bhavna and you're watching India Today. Well, today I'm joined by the cast of Final Destination Bloodlines, and I'm so happy because I've watched the film, really enjoyed it. So firstly, a huge welcome to all of you on India Today. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
Terrific. How are you today?
I'm good, Bhavna. How are you?
Thank you for asking me. I'm great as well. I really want to know, Brec, especially to you, because I feel like you kind of manifested this for yourself. I was reading one of your interviews wherein you mentioned that you never imagined a world where you were not a part of this franchise, and I was just like, wow. But tell me something, is there a thing that no one really prepared you for, to be on a set of Final Destination, and you were like, I wish I knew this?
Probably how big it was. Like, our sets were massive, and they built a whole sky view restaurant on a soundstage. And I remember just walking in and seeing just the size and grandness of the sets, and I had never experienced that before.
Oh my god, okay. And did it feel surreal? Because like you said, you have grown up watching this, or I feel you almost manifested it, just being a part of this entire world. So then just being a part of it, what did that feel like?
I mean, I think I'm most excited about it because I've done a lot of different things, but this film and franchise in particular, it's like my generation grew up watching it, so they're all so excited about it. Like, I have 2 older brothers who are dying to go see the movie and have watched all of them. And so to get to be a part of something that like my peers want to go see in theaters is so exciting to me.
Well, anyone else?
So I think it's like, for me, it was that it's a horror movie, of course, but I was not prepared that this was actually like an action movie. Like, I felt like the stunts were so hard, and I was like, wow, I should have been in training for like 4 months leading up to this. But no, it really is like the action sequences, you don't really, I mean, you notice them, but you don't really notice how they'll affect your body until like you're really in it.
Yeah, when it starts aching, that's when you realize, oh my god. I
The
did
next
a lot of
morning is when you feel the consequences.
That is such a good.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, I think we've kind of been talking about it all day, and it's kind of what made it, if there was a challenging kind of part of the film, was like balancing the seriousness of the family with certain deaths, and then still having fun and making it an enjoyable experience for people to kind of transition from death to death. You know, how do you do that kind of so quickly? I mean, back to back, you got to be having fun, and then, a family member potentially dies. So Potentially.
It's also really technical, shooting the deaths. Like, there's a lot of moving parts. Or your prosthetic strapped to you. There's like a limited number of the things that can get bloody, or like we can only do so many takes. Like so those challenges are definitely. Yeah, that makes it hard as an actor, because then on top of it, you're like, oh yeah, and acting. Like, there's just a lot of you're just juggling a lot.
I would agree with both of them. I think that was perfectly put.
Also, I'm curious to know, what is that, because this is a horror film, right? And you don't really have references for, and you don't really know where this is going unless you watch the final product. So what do you really lean on? Do you really like cling on to the director's vision and completely trust him, or do you also add your nuances to it?
I think it's both. Yeah, it's both. It's like taking notes when you get them, but also, the directors were super open to improv, to adding whatever you want. Like, I have the scream, it's in the trailer, and it was just, they were like, let's get reaction. They're going around getting reactions for everyone, and so my reaction was this scream, and it ended up playing really well. But but I think that's I felt brave enough to do something like that because we
Yeah.
had so much.
Trust in the directors, in the producers, in the writers, in our stunt coordinator, and like
Yeah.
in everybody.
Yeah.
We had to trust, and then we have to trust each other.
Yeah.
There's just, I think any film, not even just this one, is a test of trust more
Yeah.
than anything.
It is. I think a horror film like this, particularly because of what you're saying, is so the deaths and the horror piece of it is so detailed. And for all of that, we have no choice but to just trust our directors and our producers, because it gets broken down into little baby steps. So I feel like the part that we can help build and create is the interconnective tissue of it. That we have more say about. But when it comes to the horror, the death, I think we have nothing to do but to just trust, because also a lot of it is camera angle, a lot of it is position, a lot of it is, and we can't see what's working and what's not working and what the shot is and what's not. So there's a lot of trust.
We leaned on each other, really, because we were all so close and such a tight-knit group that we could always rely on someone. We always had a shoulder if we needed it. And
That's true.
I think that's what makes this film so special, and I think that really shows the special bond that we all felt. I think it's felt through the movie.
Right. Bloodlines for real then, I guess.
Bloodlines, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, beautiful.
Also, I feel like it's fair to ask, we will not include this film because obviously it will be a little biased if we include this one. But is there a favorite death sequence that you have in this franchise?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the one that has scarred me the most, and I actually haven't watched this full movie of the finals because they're really intense for me, but it's the gymnastics scene death. I've had clips of that pop up on like my TikTok and my Instagram, and I guess it's because I watched it once all the way through, so now it pops up all the time, and anytime I see it, I'm like, ugh, like that has just scarred me.
I can imagine, because I'm someone who is very scared in general. So when I watch a horror film, it really like stays with me. What is your trick to sort of go in and out of a horror film? Because I think it is scary.
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest draw of fear with this particular franchise is because a lot of horror films, I'm like, ghosts, like they ain't gonna mess with me.
Yeah.
Ghosts aren't real, whatever. But like, death is technically something we can't cheat. We can't escape death. So it kind of is a bit hard to disconnect from the fear that this movie brings.
The bridge sequence.
The bridge
Yeah,
sequence.
the bridge
that would have been
sequence.
so fun to film.
Yeah, and scary.
And
Also,
scary,
that bridge
yeah.
is a real place, and it's near where I live. I'm from Vancouver. So having to drive across it, I take all my friends there too because it's a part of Stanley Park. So every single time I take them,
The Lionsgate Bridge.
the Lionsgate Bridge, I'm like shaking and hand sweating driving across it. So it really affects my life.
I can imagine.
The second movie has my favorite death, but also for sequence alone. I mean, the log truck sequence was insanely impressive, and it's obviously left such an impression kind of the world around.
I haven't
Right.
said this yet, but the very first one, first premonition, sitting in the plane.
Sitting in the plane.
Started it all.
Yeah.
Like who knew it? It pumped out that one idea. Pumped out six movies. And hopefully we're on an uptrend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it just gets better from six
more.
Six more. Final Destination. More blood lines.
True, I agree. Anna, do you have any favorite?
What's the one in the second one where is it the girl in the van where the log like comes, it traps her? Remember the fence post like flies through the van and it traps her in the car seat. That one is so like unexpected and bizarre the way it comes about. I like those ones where you just don't see them coming.
Yeah.
If I may ask, what is that one thing that you'll call is very challenging when it comes to shooting this film?
There's one particular sequence that I think of, and in the film, it's half a second, you blink, you miss it, but on set, it was so scary to me. There's like a bar, and I have to like duck behind this bar as they blow fire at this guy who's already on fire. And I was like, well, what if I duck at the wrong time? And they're like, just don't duck at the wrong time. And I was like, okay, great. So I'm no longer acting. I'm genuinely just scared for my life. And with the fire stuff, it's like we only really wanted to do one take because they were actually setting people on fire. So I felt like the pressure to get it perfect, not only to like not get burnt, but also because this guy was having to be set on fire. So I'm really proud of that moment.
Oh my God, I couldn't have imagined that you actually went through all of that to be able to do that. Oh my God, hats off, really. I can only imagine the pressure.
I mean, I think the water
Yeah, the
sequences,
water
and I
scene.
was really just like so proud of you for holding that down because
Thank
I was
you.
like, oh my gosh. That was tough. That was a really hard day.
It was tough. And because it's just, I mean, after a while, moving around in water in full clothing is not fun.
Yeah, because I mean, nobody ever really like sits around in a pool with like real clothes. But like they really like weigh you down.
And you're in it all day.
Yeah, in
and
and
the
out.
wetsuit is really uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
the water isn't like nice or warm.
We get it.
Too much information.
Yeah.
No, I can see it. I can see it on your faces that, oh my God, that was crazy. But okay. Well done, guys. Well done. You all did it. Brec, I also want to ask you, is there, if you were to sort of reborn and reincarnate and sort of be as one of the members or as one of the characters from Final Destination, what or who would you want to be born as and why?
I'm totally biased, but I'm gonna say Ali Larder, just because I think she's like such a boss, cool woman. So I choose her.
Well, thank you so much for all your time, and hopefully the film gets all the love that it deserves. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You as well.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
good to
Nice
talk
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.